Ako urong dito, and I said I would stake my honor, my life, and even the presidency.
Good noon, Malacanang Press Corps. Happy Monday. Let's now have Presidential Spokesperson and Chief Presidential Legal Counsel, Salvador Panelo.
Good afternoon, members of the MPC. First of all, I'd like to call the attention of the General Manager. Of course, I already told Secretary Tugadi about the incident last Saturday. It took us more than 2 hours to retrieve our luggages. Why? Because there was only 1 or 2 carousel functioning, and there were 4 trips arriving simultaneously at the airport. The trip from London, from Bangkok, Singapore, and from Japan. Not only that, the air condition was not functioning, if at all. And there was no space to maneuver or to move. Because can you imagine hundreds of passengers in front of 1 or 2 carousel? I think, although the General Manager has apologized today for the inconvenience, but we suggest, because the explanation is that 1 carousel broke down. Carousels should be checked on a regular basis. If you do that every week, or at least twice a week, I don't think a carousel will break down. Number 2, another explanation is that there were simultaneous arrivals, but that can be easily remedied. How? All the NAIA would do is to request the airlines of the respective planes not to disembark the passengers for at least 30 minutes interval, so that they will not be all there in one sweep. We understand, of course, that it's under renovation, but I think we can be better than what happened last Saturday. I'm ready for your questions. But we accept the apologies of the Secretary, or rather of the Director General. And I commend Secretary Artugade for assuming responsibility. He texted me, he said, it's command responsibility. And I told him that that's a very good attitude, except that your General Manager should refrain from performing acts which can be avoidable, and that incident could have been avoided. I'm ready for questions.
Questions? Maricel Halili. Nestor, paabot ng microphone. Thank you.
Hi, sir. Good morning. Sir,
Morning.
since it's the opening of classes,
Yes.
teachers once again ask Malacanang for salary increase. What's the response of PALAS to their request, sir?
Oh yes, we're the president is working on that, and hopefully that can be responded to. Our economic managers are doing everything to see how things can be done.
Kasi sir, parang sinasabi nila since the start of the term of the president, it has always been part of his statement na after police officers and military teachers na yung kasunod. But now, it's been 3 years. So what seemed to be the problem, sir, and the consideration?
The president is not reneging on his commitment, but as you all know, there have been many things that occurred during the 3-year term, and the president had to increase the salaries of the soldiers as well as the PNP. As he ably explained, these are the frontliners in securing our country, and when they go out of their homes, half of their feet already buried on the ground. But you must remember that the mother of the president was a teacher, and so his heart is with the teachers.
So, sir, how soon do we expect?
Hopefully, let's see, because I've talked with the Secretary of Finance and the budget manager, and they said that they're working on it.
According
Let's
to
see
Alliance
how it
of
goes.
Concerned Teachers, sir, all it needs naman is just an executive order coming from Malacanang. So, ito ba yung tinitingnan?
Well, easier said than done, because even if you issue executive order, if there is no funding source, lalong may problema tayo. So we'll have to get some funding first.
Okay, thank you, sir.
May follow-up? AC Nicole, CNN Philippines.
Sir, just to follow up on that, is there an update on a possible dialogue with teachers? Because back in January, the president did say something about having a dialogue with the teachers. So may update na ba, sir? Can we expect that sometime soon? I believe you said na within the next 3 months, then from January. So parang lumampas na yata dun sa
In
initial
the
plan.
dialogue, we'll arrange for that. I'll talk with the president about that.
Follow-up. Other issue. Follow-up. Julie?
Sir, you said that we're looking for possible sources of funding. Has the executive identified any revenue, income-generating measures that may be used to fund the salary increase for teachers?
I don't know where they will get the funds, but they're looking for these sources.
But do we have let's say a timeline? Like, will the salary hike possibly happen this year or maybe next year?
I really cannot answer that categorically. I think the economic managers have to answer that.
But the president has ordered the economic managers to look for funding for the
Well,
salary
certainly,
hike.
yes.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
May follow-up question? Other issue? Joseph?
Sir, can I follow up on the decision of the president to give a go signal to the sale of the Marcos jewelries?
Yes.
All right. Can the Marcoses oppose the sale?
I don't know about their lawyers. It's the lawyer's job.
Meaning
I
in
don't know.
terms
I don't know if they want or they can.
kasi sir, ang sabi ng PCGG, no legal impediment. Kasi I think the last set of jewelries that had a problem legally was the Malacanang collection. No? But I think the SC ruled in favor of the government. That's why it's PCGG saying there's no more legal impediment. Should the Marcoses still block the sale?
That's for them to respond.
Should this question of principle, sir?
Can read their minds.
Pero if they do, will we find it objectionable?
If they do, then we will oppose it
Because
that's the right thing to do. We feel that, as the president says, the proceeds have to go to the Filipino people who are in urgent need of
Sir-
government aid.
okay, sir, so just a clarification. Dun sa ang signal ni Presidente is all three sets po of jewelries, no? Kasi
Yeah.
ang sa COA kasi yung Hawaii lang.
He didn't specify because my question to him was whether or not, or whether he's going to give a go signal for the
Jewelries.
sale of the Marcos jewelries. And he said, yes.
Kasi sir, sa letter ng PCGG, all three di ba? Yung inakyat nila kay Presidente. So what does it mean now? Now that we're going ahead with the sale, in terms of the context of allegations that the Marcoses have ill-gotten wealth, what does it establish, the sale and the existence of the jewelries?
Well, as far as we're concerned, these properties have been declared to be ill-gotten. That's why precisely it is to be sold. If that was the court decision, then we have to abide by it.
Okay, sir, yun muna sa akin. Thank you.
Okay, may follow-up questions sa Marcos? Issue. Other issue. Rose Novenario.
Sir, may report sa Philippine News Agency na yung mga opisyal at mga residente ng Marawi ay pabor po sa parang binavouch po nila yung malinis na pagkatao ni General Bautista, DSWD Secretary. At binabatikos po nila yung pambabastos ni Erwin Tulfo kay Bautista. Ano po yung reaction dito ng palasyo?
We didn't talk about it, about that incident. There was no mention of that. You know, the president, the style of the president, as far as I know him, and even during the time that he became president, he never interferes with any feud between people. He doesn't. It's a matter of policy.
So tingin nyo, sir, kasi si Presidente paulit-ulit niya sinasabi yung kanyang paghanga at paggalang po kay General Bautista. Tingin nyo ba karapat-dapat yung ginawang mga pagbatikos ni Tulfo laban kay Secretary Bautista?
Well, Mr. Tulfo has his reasons for doing what he did. He apologized for it, and I think we should accept the apology. He was gentleman enough to apologize.
Pero tingin nyo, sir, kailangan pang tawag dito. Ano yung garantiya na hindi na niya uulitin ito sa mga cabinet member? So, as kapwa nyo po cabinet member, tama ba yung ginawa ni Tulfo kay Bautista?
Only Mr. Tulfo can respond to that, whether he's going to make a repetition of the same. But definitely, General Bautista, as his supporters describe him, is a man of probity and of good repute. I think the very reason why Mr. Tulfo made such comments was because he wasn't able to interview him. And he felt that it was the duty of every cabinet member to respond to any interview. That was his opinion.
So yung pagtanggal po ng security detail ng mga Tulfo, tingin nyo tamang hakbang yun ng PNP at AFP?
The Secretary of the AIG explained that they are reviewing the reason for the grant of security detail. That was his official explanation. And I'll leave it at that.
Okay, sir, thank you.
Henry Uri. Microphone, please.
Secretary, ang sabi ni Ginoong Tulfo, kaya niya sinabihan ng masasakit at maanghang na salita si Secretary Bautista sapagkat binibigyan pa siya ng 5 araw para mag-response at ma-interview. Yung bang 5 araw na yon, ano ba ito? Patakaran ba ito sa gabinete? Meron ba kayong pinag-uusapan na huwag agad sasagot? I-required muna sa mga mag-i-interview na hingan ng sulat ang isang nagre-request for interview?
You know, it depends on every cabinet member. The schedule of the cabinet member may be so tight that it has to follow a certain procedure. As far as I'm concerned, as you all know, I respond immediately if I'm available. If I'm not, I don't. I don't.
May narinig ako, may narinig ako dito sa likod. Parang hindi naman, sabi nila.
That's why I don't nga eh. If I'm not, I said, if I'm not available, I don't.
Anyway, Secretary.
But I do within the day.
Yeah. Thank you. Kanina nagising kita. But anyway, yung 5 days na yon na
5 days ba sinabi? Parang may
five
protocol
days
yata.
Ang sabi ro ni General Bautista, sumulat and then within 5 days magre-response. Katanggap-tanggap ba yon?
Eh siguro baka naman masyadong serious yung topic ng interview. You had to prepare for that.
Okay.
Mahirap din naman yung basta ka susuong sa interview na hindi mo alam.
Aha.
Diba?
Sec, kung kayo ang, kaming mga angkor, kung kayo ang nasabihan namin ng punyeta, gunggong, buang, ingungudgod sa inyo, doro, kung kayo ang nasabihan ng ganon, how would you react?
Eh, di ba marami na nagsabi sa akin gano'n? Wala naman ako reaction.
So kung masabihan kayo ng ingungudgod sa inyo, doro, wala kayong, okay lang sa inyo?
Wala, ganyan talaga ang buhay. Mas marami pang mas mahangang doon eh.
Tama ba o hindi tama? Nasabihan ka ang isang kalihim ng ganon.
Depende kasi yan sa tanggap eh. Sa akin, I don't mind eh. Wala sa akin yung ordinaryo. For the last 35 years in the public eye, wala na sa akin yun. Doesn't mean anything to me anymore.
All right. Julie, take it away.
Si Joyce muna. Follow-up ka ba, Joyce? And then Julie.
Sir, but just to clarify.
But, teka muna. The fact alone that Mr. Tulfo has apologized, palagay ko, even then, kahit na nag-apologize na yung mama I think we should also commend him for expressing an apology. Kumbaga, itigil na natin yun.
Sir, do you see anything wrong with how Secretary Bautista responded to...
I didn't know how did he respond. Di ko alam.
Yun nga po, sir, na humingi siya ng formal letter at kailangan 5 days before the actual interview. At nabanggit niyo, sir, wala naman talagang rules si President Duterte for the cabinet members as to how they should be accessed.
As I said earlier, he had maybe special reasons for doing that.
Sir, nothing wrong with his response.
Depende na sa tingin ninyo. Kasi kung meron naman siyang valid reasons for doing that, you cannot also blame him.
Would you encourage, sir, greater respect sana for cabinet members? Showing of greater respect for
Not
cabinet
only
members.
for cabinet members, respect should be given to everyone.
Yan bang encouragement nyo rin po kay Tulfo?
Na?
Showing greater respect to cabinet members.
As I said, Mr. Tulfo has his reasons for so doing, and he has already apologized for that. I think we should bury that.
Sir,
We should move forward.
Would you-
Nag-apologize na yung mama.
Would you confirm, sir, that he's being considered position press secretary? si Tulfo?
I do not know anything about that.
So you can't confirm, sir?
Hindi ko alam.
Okay. Kasi sabi niya, sir, I think in his program din, na he's not interested in any appointing position. Any position in the cabinet.
Hindi ko alam. Hindi ko alam yun.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Julie.
Sir, you said that we should just move on and accept Mr. Tulfo's apology. Would you encourage or tell the alumni of the PMA who have been taking Secretary Bautista's side to stop their statements against Mr. Tulfo?
Well, you cannot stop them also to express their outrage. That's the right of any individual or group.
Do you feel, sir, that the PMA alumni's outrage, as you put it, is well-founded?
Well, as far as they're concerned, yes. That's their right. They feel that their fellow member has been gravely offended, and they rose to the defense.
Also, sir, you mentioned that respect should be given to everyone, not just cabinet members. Given that
Yes, respect should be given to everyone, and it should also be earned.
Yeah, okay. But don't you feel that in the case of what happened between Mr. Tulfo and Secretary Bautista, Mr. Tulfo should have, recognized the respect befitting Secretary Bautista by virtue of his office, not just his person?
I think the apology of Mr. Tulfo is a statement that can be seen as giving his regrets on the incident.
Sir, just last on my part. You said that it will depend on the cabinet secretary involved kung ilang days yung palugit na hihingi niya for, say, an interview request. In your opinion, what is a reasonable time for a cabinet secretary to, say, conduct research or...
It depends. It depends on the
1 day, sir? 2
seriousness.
days?
It depends on the seriousness of the case. Depende yun.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, Nestor.
Sec, good morning. Will Malacanang order a probe on Mr. Tulfo since his controversial radio...
Will order what?
Probe. On Mr. Tulfo since his controversial episode was aired on state-run Radyo Pilipinas.
Anong iimbestigahan? Whether he did it or he did not.
No,
Kung it
using
was live,
the government's airtime to attack the president's alter ego, which is Secretary Bautista.
then I'll leave it to the department secretary what he will do.
Meaning Secretary Andanar.
Yes.
But as of now, there's no order from the president.
As I said, the president will not intervene on any feud between two individuals.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, questions, MPC? Other issue? Hannah and then Joyce.
Sir, do you find it unethical, sir? Kasi yung station na ginagamit ni Tulfo is state-run. Tapos ganun ang sinasabi niya against the cabinet secretary. How do you find it, sir? Is it unethical?
I do not want to preempt whatever the head of the department would look at that incident.
Would you recommend, sir, na i-call yung attention niya or suspend his program or reprimand him?
Again, I will not interfere with that department. Let the head of the department do what he wants to do.
Pwede pong other issue. Later
Same
na lang.
issue.
Na, iba pa.
Si Joyce muna, Joyce.
Hello, sir, would you call for accessibility of cabinet members sa media? Kasi I think ang reason naman ni Tulfo is may mga gusto siyang ipapaliwanag kay Secretary Bautista regarding important pro-poor programs. So sa side na Malacanang, would you encourage cabinet members to be more open, more accessible
But
to media?
we are accessible, I think. We're accessible.
Not all of the cabinet members, sir.
Maybe
Would
it
you
takes a
encourage?
little while sometimes, but they're still accessible.
Would you encourage other
We don't have to
cabinet
encourage
members
because
na
that is our policy. We are accessible.
they should be accessible?
We are. Not only should be, we are accessible. It takes a
sir-
little time for others, but we are accessible.
But sir, yun nga, given
We
yung...
do not block media from coming in.
But sir, given your response nga ni Secretary Bautista na he asked for at least 5 days before he grants an interview, would you
siguro nga, may
consider
reason
that?
siya. I'll ask him when I see him bakit 5 days and then I'll get back to you. Baka
But
meron siyang specific reason.
But the cabinet members in general, sir, should be accessible. That's the rule.
Hindi lang in general, we are accessible. Hindi lang we should. We are always accessible.
Sir, may gusto lang kami i-compare kasi before when House leaders and House of Representatives, may mga, yun nangyari kay Secretary Jokno, remember that time? Hindi nga siya minura during the hearing, pero the Malacanang was quick to give a statement of support, asking for
Oh, we're
members
support-
of Congress
there's
to
no
respect.
question. No. There's no question about we are supporting General Bautista. Walang problema na. Talagang we are supporting him. Ang sinasabi ko, since nag-apologize na yung mama, at apparently, inaamin niya na baka nagkaroon ng nag-over siya, nag-apologize na nga. But definitely, we're for General Bautista, as I said earlier.
Okay, other issue. Celerina, then Hannah.
Sir, good afternoon po. Regarding the denial of the motion for reconsideration filed by overall Deputy Ombudsman Carandang before the Office of the President, is it, yung removal niya, is it executory? Or could he still file an appeal or bring the case before the Supreme Court?
Well, he can grave abuse of discretion on certiorari. He can do that if he wants.
But the removal, is it executory already or hindi pa while the case is pending before the, if ever he will file it before the Supreme Court?
Kung pwede pa siyang pumunta sa Supreme Court, hindi pa executory.
So he could still stay as the overall Deputy Ombudsman?
Gray area. I'll study it. I'll get back to you next. Pag-aralan ko. kung executory o hindi.
Pero based on jurisprudence ba, sir?
Kaya nga, pag-aaralan ko, baka mamaya magkamali pa ako. I don't want to commit mistake on a legal point.
Hannah? Okay na. MPC questions. Joseph?
Sir, I think yung syntax, sir, yung sa cigarette hike, cigarette price hike. I think lalagariin ng Senate ngayon, and si Asek Lombino last week said that Speaker Arroyo gave the commitment na if Senate passes its version, they will just adopt that. Now, palace level, once the two chambers agree on a version, the president is expected to sign it immediately because they have a little time na left.
Siguro, I'm sure. If the president wants it to pass, then necessarily the logic is he will sign it.
He will, no? Before June 7?
Hindi natin alam kung alam matatapos yun. Hindi pa natin nga alam kung it will pass before June or after June.
Pero if
or
it
before the end of June, rather.
But if it reaches his office, I mean, ano na yon? I mean, given na sa sign na niya.
Yun ang gusto niya noon. I don't know if he has changed his mind. Let's see.
Okay. Sir, konti lang ano. Ay, ate. Sa Marcos lang, sir. Can the Marcoses be banned from the auction? Meaning, if we proceed with the auction, can they still participate or they should not participate?
Only the court can stop the sale. But
No,
kung auction, everybody is is free to bid.
including the Marcoses.
Ay, syempre, dahil everybody, wala namang prohibition doon, di ba? Auction
Hindi pwede sila, sir, i-ban.
I don't think so. Kung auction, and I do not know of any law prohibiting any person from bidding. If you are qualified, unless there are requirements for a qualification na gagawin ng auctioneer. Kung meron, then you'll have to pass through the qualifications.
What do you think of the idea before that the PCG floated na dapat i-exhibit muna yung mga jewelries to display the alleged the excesses of the Marcos regime?
Ano yan? Paano?
Yun pong plano before, I think in 2016, nung in-appraise yung mga jewelry, sabi ng PCGG, display muna sa museum so that they can, parang exhibit.
Is it there now? Are they exhibited now?
Not yet, sir. Nasa vault ng BSP. But may proposal to exhibit it. What do you think of that proposal?
Are you asking the palace position?
Of course, sir.
I will ask the president if he is okay with that.
Okay.
Okay, MPC question. Si Julie muna and then Pia.
Sir, follow-up lang po sa statement yung kanina about President Duterte's recent visit to Japan. You said
Yes.
that President Duterte has extended an invitation to the new Emperor Naruhito to visit the Philippines. Do we have like a time frame for this? Will this be happening this year?
Walang time frame.
Do we have other details about this invitation? How did the President say it?
Wala. He just said that in his during the bilateral.
How do you see this invitation to the new Emperor as reflecting on the Philippines and Japan's strategic partnership?
What do you mean? How do I see it?
Yeah. Do you see the Philippines and Japan's relationship going stronger if the new emperor accepts the president's invitation?
Definitely, as the president says. How did he phrase it? More than brothers, the relationship. I think the visit would further enhance the bond between the two countries.
Okay. Pia. Last question na tayo kay Pia.
Sir, during his speech sa Filipino community meeting, President Duterte said that he was also invited to go back to South Korea with Russian President Vladimir Putin. Meron na po ba tayong details on that,
Wala
sir?
pa. He has not made any statement after that.
What could be the activity, sir?
Hindi
or
ko alam
reason?
I will ask him.
Sir, last May, another large shipment of shabu was discovered in Malabon. This time, it's worth 1 billion pesos. May directive na po ba si President Duterte to look further into this?
Oh, it doesn't have, the president doesn't have to make any instructions because the law enforcement agencies have their own responsibilities to perform. That's part of the duty.
Sir, the discovery of this large shipment of shabu continued even after the President Duterte ordered changes inside the Bureau of Customs. He also installed Jagger, si General Jagger inside to hopefully ayusin yung sistema doon para hindi na mangyaring ganito. Pero nangyari pa rin, sir, and it's worth 1 billion pesos. Hindi ba disappointed or nagalit si Pangulong Duterte dito, sir?
To my mind, what is more important is it has been discovered. Mas importante yun. Nakalusod ka, pero natuklasan ka pa rin. So, ibig sabihin, gumagana pa rin yung kanilang security, intelligence.
Pero sir, nakalusot nga po ito, sir, na nakita sa isang
Correct.
warehouse sa Malabon.
Exactly, natuklasan, nalaman, nahuli. It would be different kung napabayaan hanggang kumalat sa buong Pilipinas.
Also, sir, what does it say about the effectivity of President Duterte's drug war kung meron pa rin pong nakakalusot na ganitong kalaking shipment of shabu inside the Philippines?
Ay, nakakalusot kung nahuhuli naman, wala rin nangyari sa kanila. Di ba? Ang problema mo kung nakalusot at na-spread at hindi mo nahuli.
Last na lang, sir. Some senators have been questioning the seriousness and the sincerity of President Duterte's drug war. Kasi
Like who?
because of the, for one, Sir Senator Francis Pangilinan, he is citing the reappointment of a former MCIP district collector na na-relieve na in 2018 after the discovery of a huge shabu shipment at the MICP. I'm talking about MICP District Collector Vener Bakiran.
I think I responded to that question already. I said then that when he was discharged from that office, it was not due to corruption. The feeling of the president was napalusutan lang. Kung may naisahan.
Pero sir, Bakiran apparently was identified na isa sa mga bagman na tumatanggap ng tara
Hindi naman yata
for the big players
hindi
in
naman yata
customs.
napatunayan yun. That was not proven.
But the president said before that even a whiff of corruption.
Correct. But palaging yung whip must have basis. Yung mga tinatanggal niya, pag sinabi niyang whip, pinaimbestigahan niya yun at nakakita siya ng basis to remove.
So you're confirming, sir, that that this Vener Bakiran has been cleared of any allegations of his involvement sa drugs?
To my mind, the appointment shows that the president trusts this man.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Okay, last two, Joseph and then Maricel.
Sir, can I ask about Executive Order number 80? Yun
About-
pong rationalizing the rules for the engagement of third-party participants under petroleum service contracts. Meaning, yun pong EO allows PNOC to contract a third party para sa mag-conduct ng exploration. Bakit po ginawa ni Presidente yung EO na yun? Are we making way for some company or some organizations to participate in the exploration?
I haven't read that EO. Ano nga? EO what?
EO 80, sir. That was
80?
80 po.
Sige, I'll ask him about that.
Okay, sige, sir. Thank you.
Maricel, microphone, Pabot. Thank you.
Hi, sir. Sir, during the president's visit to Japan, I think he mentioned that a third party may be a key to solving maritime woes with China, but he also insists that it can't be US. Is that right? So, what particular country, sir, yung
Hindi ko-
inaay ni presidente, if ever?
I don't know what country he was referring to.
Pero what will be the considerations po? How serious is the President in looking for a third party?
Well, if the third party can help solve the conflict,
But what will be the considerations, sir, in choosing what particular country will serve as a third party?
the country that will be effective, that will be the consideration.
Why not U.S., sir?
I don't know. I'll ask the president.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you, MPC. Thank you, Secretary Panelo. Back to our main studio sa Radyo Pilipinas and People's Television Network.